Just how have you felt getting acclimated to the new coaching staff and some of the new guys around, and how are things going so far these first couple weeks?
It's been great. I think everybody is still getting used to the new concepts and the new regimen, of the practices and the daily scheduling. But other than that, I mean, with a little bit of communication, with a little bit of the guys knowing each other very well from the previous years, and everybody just having fun, and everything else will take care of itself. So it's been great these last couple of weeks, and we're just going into this new week with the same mindset.
How does it feel knowing that your role is a lot steadier than it was last year when Rick kind of had you starting off the bench and whatnot? How does it feel kind of entering the season knowing what the expectations are going to be for you game in and week out?
I think it's better for me mentally, but I mean, with that being said, it's all the same. It's going to be the same intensity, same mindset, same passion that I bring each and every day. And like I said before, previous years, whatever the team needs me to do, I'm willing to do that. So, but I do think I deserve this spot, and I think I showed it last year.
Jason mentioned kind of tweaking a few things on defense and being focused for helping you continue to develop this year. In what ways are things different, either with the system that he runs or in what coaches are kind of looking for you to do this year?
I think I took a step in that direction, definitely since I've been here, and I'll credit Mose. He's in Orlando now, but I credit him as well as that coaching staff to help me get to that level as well. But I think this coaching staff is going to help me get into a better mindset. I feel like, and with that being said, I mean it's all about wanting it, and I mean I do have to battle with taking charges and stuff like that. So I think all that will carry over.
Yeah, Tim. Jason was just talking about how he had a conversation with you about starting coming up with bench. What was your preference? You just kind of touched on it, and I'm sure you like copy paste answers from that are the same. So I'm going to ask it in a different angle. What are your first impressions of Kidd as a head coach and his willingness and adaptability to listen to you guys and adjust to what you see?
Well, I think not to knock on the coaching staffs in previous years, but I think just with guys growing up and watching the game of basketball, especially with my age, and we got a lot of young guys. They saw J Kidd. They saw him playing. They saw him getting drafted, and they saw him going against the MJs. Saw him going against LeBrons, and teaming up with Dirk here and winning the championship here. So I think it kind of gives guys a better understanding, I would say, moving forward, and just hearing him out and what he has to say. But I think, it's all part of the process. It's a whole new staff. Everybody is getting to learn one another still. But he's bringing that energy and that passion that we need as well. I can't really say much, but that's about it.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. You guys will be ready to open the regular season in 10 days and put your best foot forward if you do what for the next remaining 10 days to get ready?
You said what now? I'm sorry.
I said you're going to have to play a game in 10 regular season in 10 days.
Okay, yeah.
Game. You'll be ready to play and put your best foot forward if you do what between now and then?
I think continue to harp on our two things that we're going by, and that's being accountable and communicating. I think if we stay locked in with those two things, everything else take care of itself.
Another question along the lines of playing defense. You were just talking a moment ago that one of the things that you do that's a big part of it is you take charges. Schematically this year, I know everybody's talking about doing things differently. Do you still have free reign to be able to do that whenever you see fit? And along those lines, what's, for lack of a better term, what, in your opinion, is the art of your ability to take charge? What's the art of taking a charge that makes it work for you?
Well, I think the want to do it is key. And, if I'm able to read the defense and get out of position and sacrifice my body and make a hustle play, then, that's going to be a positive, any chance or any team that you play for. But I think taking charges, it came from being in Michigan, and Trey will tell you this with Coach Beeline. he prided himself in doing the little things, and taking charges were one of them. And if you had an opportunity to take a charge in a game and you did it, then you have to reenact that play in practice in front of the whole team, and then recreate the play, and then you have to go over there and actually take the charge in front of the whole entire team. So I think just having that instilled in my head and carrying that over to now, and a lot of people don't do it in the league, so I think I just try to separate myself in doing so.
All right, we're going to have to zoom for 2 quick questions. Kevin, go ahead.
Hey Tim, good to see you. Kevin Green, Fanatics fan. You were talking about obviously some of the differences in terms of what you've had from previous coaching regimes and now learning with Jason Kidd. I'm curious because with him being a former player, is there a different level, I don't want to say level of respect, but is it a different level of feeling knowing that you're playing for someone who's kind of been through some of the same things that you've gone through, and being able to communicate those experiences in a different way, even a little bit more modern with Jason Kidd as your head coach now?
Yeah, no, I would say, both coaches of one, at different levels. Jay Kidd as a player, Carlisle as a player and a coach. So with Boston and coaching Dirk and Jay Kidd. So, you could look at it any type of way you want to. But I think the only thing that I would say was separated is the modern day, with the guys being a lot younger, and knowing Jay Kidd, with the blonde hair. Don't tell him I said that. And him being part of the starting 5 that beat the big 3 with LeBron and D Wade and Chris Bosh up in Miami. So younger guys saw that. I think that's the only thing that was separated. But you can't take away what Carlisle did for the franchise. It was remarkable.
Lauren, go ahead.
Hey Tim, Lauren Dunn, Mavs Moneyball, good to see you. As one of the veterans of this locker room, can you talk about how the feeling is shifting, kind of going from the first half of this preseason to the second half as the season kind of approaches, especially in a Western Conference that seems to be so wide open this year?
Yeah, I think the second half of this preseason is going to be very, I wouldn't say tough, but it's going to be challenging just because of the guys wanting to probably get out of being focused and moving on to games and getting the games right away and getting into the regular season. But this is the time right now to buckle down and really lock in and focus in and like I said, hold each other accountable to do the little things and get everybody prepared for this regular season coming up.
Hey, Brad.
What's the focus right now? You've been through about half the training camp. What are you going to get on?
After a day off, just review. Just talk about the things that we worked on last week, make sure we haven't forgotten them, and then start preparing for this week, Charlotte and Milwaukee, kind of the things that they might run that we might see defensively, and then also work on the offensive end too, what we might see defensively. So that's going to take place this week, and then we have to make the roster announcements, and then get ready for the regular season.
Mark,
Hi, Jason.
Hey,
Along
how you
those
doing?
lines, between now and next Thursday, what are some benchmarks and milestones? And I don't know if milestones is the right word, but you understand what I'm saying. What are some things you're looking for that are indicative of being on the right track to play a real game in 10 days?
Yeah, I think continue to carry over deflections and steals. Then also, the rebounding. I think the group has been doing a really good job with that, and so we have to, continue to be consistent in those areas if we want to, be one of those top teams defensively. Sharing the ball, and again, the minutes haven't been what they normally will be for our starters or our rotation guys. So hopefully, one of these 2 games we can, get them close to those minutes.
Kelly.
Hey, Jason. You mentioned having conversations with Tim about whether he wanted to start or come off the bench. Aside from that, what was it about what you've seen from him last year and years past that made you decide that him as a starter was the way to go this year?
Well, he made the decision. I've only asked him the question. I think when you look at Tim, his ability, he's a true pro, knows how to play the game, has been around the game for a long time. And so to ask him if he wanted to start, was something that I knew that he started and came off the bench last year. And you can see he's comfortable doing either. So I wanted to make sure that he was comfortable in if he wanted to start or if he wanted to come off the bench. And so I think when you look at Tim, he's able to score the ball. But I think, we're asking him to play defense too. And we're trying to show him the things that can help him be better at that position. And if he can do those things, I think he could be talked about as an all-star too in this league.
What are those kinds of things that you're focusing on?
Well, more or less, it's not just one-on-one. It's team concept, helping each other. And he's picked it up, and he's done a great job so far with that.
Okay. Jason, how have things, or to what degree of how you viewed this team, how you wanted them to play when you took this job, has areas of that changed through conversations with players or the first couple of preseason games or training camp? And what's that process like of just always continuing to update that mindset of how you want your team to play compared to the results that you've seen?
Yeah, I think it's all constant communication. You're going to ask a lot of questions, as we did today in practice, because we're still learning each other, right? It's, new coaching staff. The core of the team has been together, so I think it's fair to say that we're going to ask each other questions. They're going to have the answers, and then for that, we got to be able to, help in different areas if it's, the little details of things. And so, but the focus has really been on the defensive end, and the guys have bought in, and you can see that in the first two preseason games.
First, how's Tim's shot?
Tim's shot? I think it looks great. I think it's always going in. I'm not big on numbers in preseason because, again, we're asking them to do a lot of new things defensively and offensively, and so I think shooting is going to come, and a lot of times they're more focused on trying to get the defensive stuff right. So we're getting great looks on the offensive end, but I think Tim's shot is fine.
Also, the emphasis being on the defense like it is, what would you consider marked improvement? I mean, are you trying to be a top 10 team? You want to be the best, obviously, but what is there a numeric value or something that you're looking for this team overall to say, okay, we've made strides?
Just to hold the team under, let us be the team that has the most points. And that's just a joke. No, I think, we were at the bottom, right, defensively. So we want to be in the middle of the pack. But I think, when you start setting standards, you got to first see what we have. So that to be able to answer that question fairly, give me around Christmas and then I can tell you exactly where we're going to be.
Hey, Jason.
Yes.
What organizationally did you guys like about Eugene Amari in the offseason that led you to bring him out on a two-way, and what's been your evaluation of his practice performances and perhaps even more importantly his preseason in-game performances?
Yeah, I think when you look at Eugene, if you listen to analytics, he wouldn't be playing basketball because he doesn't check all the boxes. But the biggest thing that we learned when he came in for his summer workout, in a short conversation that I had with him, was he wanted to compete against the guys that were there that day that were ahead of him on the board. And that was kind of a little tidbit that I thought was kind of cool because he was on no board, and he has something to prove, and you can see that when he plays. And he's, when he came in for his workout, he played extremely hard, and that has not changed. He's continued to play hard. He's developed since we've gotten him. He's gotten better. You can see he's a little bit more comfortable and feels like he belongs. And so that's how this journey has started with him. And I think he's proven that he belongs in the league.